Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back. It's great to be back. It has been a while since I've posted a new video here on YouTube, but I'm excited to be back. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to be talking about 5 facts about Bitcoin corrections, and this is a very timely topic because a few weeks back we saw a deep correction for Bitcoin, and many people were calling for a bear market. So I just want to set the record straight and talk to you guys about the recurring tendencies that Bitcoin tends to repeat throughout history. And this is going to really prepare you for the next corrections to come because in every bull market, we tend to see 5 major corrections. So the fact that we've had a correction already means that that's correction number 1 out of a possible 5. So not only does this mean that we have more corrections yet to enjoy or experience, endure, but also shows how early we are on in the cycle. So let's dive right into the updates. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like if you want to see more videos like this on YouTube, and of course if you want me to be posting these videos on YouTube, because I've been posting a lot of content here on the Rekt Capital newsletter, and that's also partly the reason why I haven't been posting to YouTube, because I really want to I wanted to build this newsletter into something really successful, and at the moment Rekt Capital newsletter is 13th in the business section on Substack. Just for context, Pump is number 4. So I am really keen on entering the top 10, and really appreciate all the support that I have been receiving for the newsletter. But let's dive into the video. This is one of the 3 articles from the newsletter. This just gives an idea as to what you can expect from the newsletter, and just talking about corrections. Here are a few facts about corrections. Number 1, uptrends are longer than corrections. Just visually speaking, just looking at the 2017 chart for Bitcoin's price action, you can see that the first uptrend was 50 days long, the second was 78 days long, the third was 47 days, 54 days, and then 34 days. So 73% of the 2017 bull market for Bitcoin was spent in an uptrend. That's a phenomenal amount of time. And it just goes to show that 27% of the time is spent in corrections, which leads me to my next point. Not only are corrections normal, but they are relatively short. 7 days, 21 days, 34 days, which is actually the longest correction, 12 days, 3 days, and 15 days. So it's really interesting here because corrections are not only a small pause before further exponential upside, but they are relatively short. And not only are they short across time, as the cycle progresses, you can actually see that these retraces are getting more and more brief as the cycle reaches euphoric proportions. So time to accumulate on a retrace is a luxury that we simply won't have later on in the cycle. So as long as we have these long corrections, we should enjoy them. We should really embrace them because we won't have longer corrections later in the cycle. But what's a commonality in corrections is that every quarter we see a correction, right? So if we just divide 2017 into quarters, every quarter we see at least 1 correction. In quarter 1 in 2017, 2 corrections. Quarter 2, 1 correction. Quarter 3, 2 corrections, right? This was a continuation of this correction here. And in quarter 4, we have 2 corrections, one of them being extremely brief, 3 days. But the point here is that every quarter we're going to see a correction, and this is probably going to be a tendency that we'll see in 2021 as well. In 2021, actually, this is quarter 1 in 2021, so we've seen a correction already. We're already coming out of the correction, and in quarter 2, rest assured, we're probably going to see another one, which only gives you that strategy to prepare for that potential correction, which inevitably will come. Corrections are part of the process. But not only are corrections part of the process in every quarter, they tend to occur at the end of a quarter. So let's have a look here. End of quarter 1 is where we saw a correction in 2017. End of quarter 2, right? End of quarter 3, end of quarter 4 to end the bull market altogether. Really interesting stuff, because this could potentially help us understand that there isn't just a recurring tendency of corrections happening every quarter, but there may be a situational component whereby retraces occur at the end of the quarters. Now, this is one of the most important insights here, that corrections tend to be 30 to 40% deep. So you can see in 2017, 34%, 29%, 39, 39, 30. This is a recurring tendency as well. And we're going to be talking about the 2017 bull market corrections, and then we're going to gel this with what we're seeing today in 2021 and the recent correction for Bitcoin. 30 to 40% is a normal correction for Bitcoin in a bull market, and 5 major corrections are a natural thing as well. But we have to understand that in the grander scheme of the 4-year cycle, and this is probably one of the last videos I recorded from a few months back, talking about the 4-year cycle, we are currently in a new 4-year cycle. We are currently enjoying the first year of the cycle, that year being the most exponential, explosive year out of the 4-year cycle altogether. So 2021 is going to be a candle 1, followed by candle 2, 3, and 4 later down the line in the coming years, but this is going to be the most explosive year. And the fact that we are going to see a retrace every now and then won't really dent the 4-year cycle. In fact, we saw a 31% retrace in 2021 already, and there isn't really a sign of that happening, right? You can't really see this retrace. The 4-year cycle doesn't care about these retraces, which only goes to show that this explosive momentum is going to continue whether we're in Bitcoin or not. And these retraces are just a chance to hop on the train before the train moves away from the station, exits the station, and goes towards the upside. So that's something to really think about. So now that we've covered a few facts about Bitcoin bull market corrections, let's talk about how this correction in this current 2021 Bitcoin bull market, how different was that correction compared to what history tends to show us? So this is today's price action, 2021. This is the ascending triangle that Bitcoin has most recently broken out from. So this being the ascending triangle, this being the higher low, showcasing people buying at a premium on each dip. And this is the very top of that ascending triangle, right? So this was a ascending triangle top that we saw a retest from, which has enabled that rally towards the upside. So the technicals were showcasing a bullish setup, and then Elon Musk comes along and then buys some Bitcoin. So that's definitely the catalyst that launched a really nice technical setup, a breakout from an ascending triangle. So it's the chicken and egg problem, right? But for me, I feel like technicals tend to precede catalysts. But that's a topic for another day, because we need to look at the retrace here. This retrace, which we enjoyed, the correction, 31%, which took 21 days. So in the 2017 bull market, the retrace was about 30 to 40% deep. Very normal, right? This recent retrace was very in line with historical tendencies. And the average time that Bitcoin spent in a correction in 2017 was about 16 days. And we actually saw a 21-day correction this time round. So that's very much in line with what we're seeing in the past. So this just goes to show that not only does history repeat itself, it also helps you plan, strategize, and prepare for the upcoming corrections. And they are gonna come, guys. You can't avoid corrections, but these corrections truly are opportunities if you view them as such. They can really proceed further upside, give you a small window of opportunity to make the most of before enjoying further upside. And at some point, a bear market will come. But we still have a few healthy corrections to enjoy before that bear market comes. And I feel like we have at most 4 more major corrections going forward. So that's about it for today's update. Guys, if you want to check out the Rekt Capital newsletter, number 13 in the business section on Substack, feel free to check out the link down below. You won't be disappointed. If you like these nutshells of insights, you'll love the extensive analysis I do in the newsletter. Having said that, that's about it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and I'll speak to you in the next one. Speak soon.